Hi friends, hope you are well. Welcome to our channel Startmaster. To get more videos from our channel, please subscribe our channel. Today we are going to discuss another topic which is sampling. First of all, you have to understand what is sample. Sample is a subset of population. From a large number of population, if you are going to choose some of them, then it's called sample, where the population is a complete set of people. Now there are different way we can collect the sample. First of all, the probability sampling way, and another is non-probability sampling way. In probability sampling way, we can classify it in simple random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling. In the non-probability samples, we can classify it in covariance sampling, quota sampling, and snowball sampling. Now let's see how to find different sample. First of all, it is random sampling, which is a category of the probability sample. So here each member of the population has an exactly equal chance of being selected. That means you can select anyone from a population. So you can get an example here. A simple random example is, if you are going to select 25 employees being chosen out of the head of the company of 250 employees. So you can select randomly the 25 employees from any company's employees. So that is an example of the random sampling. Now coming to the systematic sampling, where it will involve choosing your sample based on a regular interval rather than a fully random sampling. So whenever you're going to choose the systematic way, you have to select some systematic way. So suppose in a line 10 people are standing, so you have to choose the third. Suppose you are going to choose a third person of every third person you are going to choose. So that means the third person will be selected, six number of person are selected, and the nine number of person is selected. So that is called systematic. You have to follow a systematic rule, systematic intervals between the lines, between the peoples. That is called systematic sampling. Now it is called stratified sampling. So whenever you are going to find out the stratified sampling, so you have to divide the sample of the population into the key subgroups, which is also called strata. So you have to divide the population into the subgroups. The elements are randomly selected from each of the strata. So from the strata, so if you are going to select the randomly, you are going to select the sample from the subgroups. So that is called stratified sampling. So very simple example, you can say we want to achieve sample size of 200, where the male under is 30 and the female under is 30. So that is a simple example of the stratified sampling. Now coming to the cluster sampling. In that cluster sampling, so you have to divide the sample into the separate clusters, separate groups, and that you have to select it by random. Who doesn't know about the group details, so you have to select the whole population, and after that you have to classify it into the different clusters. That is called cluster sampling, and it should be a random process. Like in the hospital, you can see the hospital illness. So hospital illness means you can take cluster based on this illness category. Different patient, different category of the patient will be involved there. So I have selected illness, and after that I can use the cluster sampling based on that illness. So that is the example of the cluster sampling. Now in the non-probability category, you can categorize the three major sampling. So one is the convenience sampling. So what is convenience sampling? So it is also known as the availability of sampling, where you can include people who are easy to reach and the participants are selected in the most convenient way. So that means you know where easily you can get the participant, where you can easily get the sample. So you are going to choose that person. The simple example, suppose I am going to do a research based on the 20 cities. So it's very difficult to take the 20 cities, it's a neighbor country or another country. So best you are going to select your top city, say it's nearby your own area. So that is called convenient sampling. So you are selecting as per your convenient way. So that is called convenient sampling. Now coming to the quota sampling, it's done on the basis on the convenience or fixed quota. Divide the population into the subgroups, and must remember these subgroup are said non-random selection. So that means whenever you are going to create the subgroups, that should be a non-random process. You know that subgroups are maintained by your requirements. Suppose if I say I need a students based on the those who are getting good marks in the maths, so I just going to choose that student those are have the good marks in maths, so I selected them. And after that, from the maths marks, I was going to separate the male student and the female students. Those are I'm selected for the maths. So those all are the from the population, all are selected. Some people, some sample is selected for the maths student. From the maths student, I can classify it into the suppose male student or female student. That is called quota sampling. That is called quota sampling. Now coming to the next option, so it is called snowball sampling. It is also called chain sampling because it's commonly used in the social science research investigations, and it's very difficult to find out this kind of sampling techniques because let me give you an example. Suppose if you are visiting a hospital and asking a patient, like cancer patients, it's very difficult to get the cancer patient. Then you are asking to some person, those are having this cancer, then the patient is referred to another patient. That person referred to another person who is also survived the same diseases. So in that category, it is called snowball or chain sampling. One person will refer to the another person. In that way, you can find out the sampling method. You can give a simple example like customer satisfactions in the one club. They are going to maintain the customer satisfaction, but that club is highly standard club, so they are very difficult to find out the members. So if you get the first member, you can ask the reference. You can take the reference from that person to another member and can collect the sample. In that way, you have to find out the sampling methods. That is called snowball sampling or chain sampling. These are the different way we can classify the probability and non-probability sampling we have discussed here. And so overall, we can say there is some differentiate between the probability sampling and the non-probability sampling methods. So we can see what are the differences. So first of all, the probability sampling, all the sampling method will depends on the random sampling, and the non-probability category, it will be a non-random sampling category. So basis of selection randomly, it is arbitrarily you have to select in the non-random category, and the opportunity of the selection is a fixed and known. Non-probability category not specified and unknown, and the result it will be dependent on unbiased category. On the non-probability category is a biased category. So inference, you can statistical purposes you can use the probability sampling. In the analytical purpose, you can use the non-probability sampling. The hypothesis where the probability sampling is be tested, and in the category of non-probability sampling, hypothesis will be generated. So these are the basic differences between the probability and the non-probability sampling. So uh, that's all about today's discussion on sampling techniques. Thank you for watching our videos.